Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I am looking at the San Francisco 49ers and talking about what I expect for them in the 2021 NFL season. But before getting to that topic, question for those of you viewing, comment down below who is your all-time favorite San Francisco 49er player in franchise history. And if yes, that does include guys that played there just 1 to 2 years like a Randy Moss or such. But comment down below your favorite and I will reveal mine at the end. But getting into this topic, San Francisco 49ers had a very underwhelming season last year after in 2019 visiting the Super Bowl. Then in this past year, they finished well below 500, ending up with the 12th overall draft pick, dealing with a lot of injuries. But 2021 is a new season. They're going to get Jimmy Garoppolo back, their starting quarterback. Raheem Mostert will come back, their starting running back. George Kittle will come back, their best receiver by far. Deebo Samuel will be less banged up. Nick Bosa, their best defensive player and one of the best defensive players in the NFL in general, will be coming back, and there's a lot more that goes on. But still, this team is not perfect by any means. Jimmy Garoppolo, very injury-prone. Raheem Mostert, very injury-prone, and even when he is not, he's very inconsistent. I think he has some bursts of talent, but really, it's nothing the Niners have been able to rely on. He's had several games where he goes for 200 yards and saves the day, but he's had others where he's well below 40 yards in one game, so it's very inconsistent. But I like the receiving core. It's not just George Kittle anymore. Top 2 tight end, arguably number 1 in some eyes, either him, Travis Kelce, and Darren Waller can be in the conversation as well. But outside of him, you now have Deebo Samuel, a speedy wideout, and a great young guy in Brandon Ayuk. So that receiving core is looking pretty good. They re-signed Trent Williams on that offensive line. He was probably the number 1 offensive lineman in free agency, if not the number 1 tackle, at least probably him or Joe Tooney. Really doesn't really matter. It's up for debate, but I definitely think that was a good signing. Them getting Trent Williams back to protect Jimmy Garoppolo because we damn know he needs it in order to stay healthy. Looking at the defense, I already mentioned Nick Bosa. That alone coming back is huge for your defense and any defense getting your number 1 pass rusher. Then you also got Arik Armstead, Fred Warner kind of captaining that linebacker core and the front 7. Then in the secondary, you got Jason Verrett, Marcel Harris, and Jimmy Ward. So on paper, this team is going to be competitive again. I do think they will be a above 500 team again. However, in 2019, a lot of their success came up from the defense, and while they'll have a good amount of those guys back, like I said, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, they are losing Richard Sherman, who was probably their number 1 corner that year, and they're also losing their defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh, who is now the head coach of the New York Jets. So the Niners, this is not going to be a carbon copy team of what we saw in 2019, and I wouldn't say expect them to reach the Super Bowl again, but I do think they are good enough to make the playoffs. Jimmy Garoppolo, a lot of speculation around him, especially with Deshaun possibly being on the market, or Kirk Cousins. There was once a rumor of him being traded for Jimmy Garoppolo. However, whatever you want to say about him, I know he doesn't win the big game, even though he's had an amazing season outside of the Super Bowl. He wins games in general, and I think Jimmy Garoppolo can help get this team to the playoffs again. For their sake, they are in the toughest division in football in the NFC West, having to deal with the Seahawks twice a year, the Cardinals twice a year, and the Rams twice a year, and having your new neighbor and Matthew Stafford in that division. You can make the argument that Jimmy Garoppolo is the 4th worst quarterback in that division. We know Wilson's better than him. I think Stafford's better than him. And Kyler Murray, that's kind of a question mark, him or Jimmy G. That's a toss-up in my opinion. But either way, you can make the argument he is the 4th worst. So that is not great having the 4th worst quarterback in your division, but I do think they're extremely well coached in Kyle Shanahan. He is 4-0 against Sean McVay the past 2 years. This most recent year being a very bad year for the Niners and a very good year record-wise for the Rams. So can't say Kyle Shanahan is a great coach and can take the Niners pretty far even with the bad lineup. So I think getting a healthy roster back, this will be a playoff team in my opinion, especially with the NFL having 7 seeds in the playoffs. I just don't see the Niners making it because that entire division can make it. At this point, you'll have 1 division winner and then the other 3 can all be wild card spots. And really, the NFC has great teams, but it's not nearly as tight as it is in the AFC. I feel like in the NFC, you got the Bucs winning the NFC South and really no one else in there being competitive. I think the Packers will win the NFC North. I think the NFC East, no matter who comes out of there, only 1 team. I think it'll be Washington. And the NFC West, you got 1 division winner and then 3 other guys, and that's your 7 teams. Yeah, there's other teams that could make some noise, like the Vikings or the Bears, but I think the NFC West, I would not be surprised if this entire division made it this year. So overall, to me, you will be a better team. You'll probably go around 10-6 in my opinion. You'll play the NFC North once that's the Packers division. So Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, and Detroit. And then you'll also play the AFC South division where it's Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, and Indianapolis Colts. 2 decent divisions. You're not playing the AFC North, but you're not playing the NFC East. So kind of a break in the middle. I do think they could get a positive record out of those 8 games. I think they could possibly go anywhere from 4-4 to 6-2 to 7-1. I think they're a good team. A lot of it though is going to determine how healthy they are. Can Jimmy G stay healthy? Can Raheem Mostert not only stay healthy, but can he remain consistent? Can George Kittle rebound from his injury and be the number 1 guy he used to be? Can Nick Bosa bring the defensive player of the year or rookie defensive player of the year type of talent that he did? Can the Niners survive without Robert Saleh and Richard Sherman? We will have to see. But no matter what holes they have on this team, the NFL free agency is still continuing. The Niners have roughly $10 million left according to Over the Cap, and the number 12 draft pick in the first round is still available for them, where they can address some extra offense or some extra defense. They can either go receiver, maybe Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle will be available. And then you have arguably one of the best receiving corps in the NFL with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and Devontae Smith. That is a very dangerous receiving corps. Or they can leave the offensive side of the football alone, maybe go defense, look at Patrick Surtain or Caleb Farley, and easily substitute Richard Sherman for leaving. We will have to see. Either the approach is correct. In my opinion, they can't hurt. Even offensive line wouldn't hurt if Elijah Vera Tucker's around or Rashawn Slater's around. Help out Jimmy G as much as you can and help out that backfield as much as you can to stay as healthy as it can. Overall, as long as this Niner team stay healthy, I seriously think they could be anywhere from 9-7, which isn't great, but to me that's kind of their floor, to a 12-4 team that might be a Super Bowl competitor again. We will just have to see. Is the defense going to be the same, and is the offense going to be healthy? My biggest question mark is Jimmy Garoppolo and Robert Saleh. Will they be okay without Robert Saleh? And will Jimmy G be the winner he once was? We will have to see. My overall summary, though, I definitely think they will make a playoff spot. I can't predict what they will be yet. I think it's more wild card because I think the Rams will take that division, but we will see. That doesn't mean they can't be a competitor and a Super Bowl threat. We will have to see. But comment below what you guys think. Do you think they'll be a Super Bowl team, a playoff team, or completely what they are right now, well below 500? Everything was dependent on Robert Saleh. Comment below what you think and who your favorite 49ers player is. Mine would have to go to one of the greatest safeties of all time, and Ronnie Lott. I never got to see him play, but just hearing the story of him cutting off his pinky to play football, one of the coolest things to hear about. Thanks for watching, guys. 2-1 warning.